The Chicago Bulls losing streak reaches 9 games. And we're going to discuss all that plus the injuries rising even more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for
That's going to be
an
an email.
Bulls. Remember the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcasting network in the world. I'm joined as I am every day by Pat, the designer, host and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000.
I'm so glad we black.
My name is Haize, the host and creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears YouTube pages and podcasts. And today's episode is brought to you guys by FanDuel. Use your profit boost on NBA Future and get entered for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. As soon as we get done with live, I got to edit that part out. That's
You ain't
crazy.
lying.
Wow. Pat, how you doing, bro?
Now listen, at least y'all know how me and Hayes talk to each other on the red. They already knew.
I was about to say they've seen it on respective platforms.
They've heard our phone calls start.
That's crazy.
Good morning. I'm doing good. Better than the Bulls. even with that scenario, still better than the Bulls.
Yeah. I mean, nine straight losses now, Pat. I looked at the schedule. This may go for another 5 games. I don't see another winnable game for the Bulls until the Sacramento Kings game. That's 5 games from now, Pat.
Hey, bro. Listen, I told y'all this was coming.
You did. You said you predicted 2 wins the rest of the way, right?
2 wins, brother. And they will probably get about 2. I don't even remember which games I said. But look, this is. It was funny because I tweeted it out. I think it was 2 days ago or over the weekend when the Jaden Ivey news came out that he was going to be out for a couple of games. I literally just went, look, like when the Bulls decide to finally tank, boy, did they do a good job of it, because you have a team that just it has an inability to win, and it's why I came into this and I said, the 2 wins that the Bulls might end up getting are possibly one versus the Washington Wizards, who they haven't beaten just about at all this season. And I think I threw, who else did I throw in there? Maybe it was the Kings, or maybe it was the Hornets. But either way, like you don't have the makeup of a team that can go out there and find ways to win games. I think this losing streak is not going to stop anytime soon. I think that this is going to be kind of just what you get realistically moving forward, which for the people who, are in the I want the Bulls to tank camp, yeah, maybe they did do it a little bit too late. But if you don't win a game, you put yourself in a great spot. Like, there's not a lot of teams not winning a game. I believe the Bulls have the longest losing streak in basketball right now.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do. I mean, we after the All-Star break, we had the 4th toughest schedule. It's now going down to the 13th toughest schedule with the games that we've already played. But it still is a tough schedule for the Bulls. I mean, we got one of the toughest schedules the last couple of months of the season as well. It's going to be a rough go for the Bulls. Wins. Like you said, they chose tank. I know people are all like, well, we're not going to catch up with Brooklyn. And yeah, it's not about them getting the best odds. It's about the Bulls decided at the deadline, all right, we want to now focus on getting the best draft position that we can possibly from now going forward. Yeah. And for what it's worth, it may be one of the best, the one of the goals AK actually completely knocks out the park. He may completely knock that goal out of the park. The lottery odds are definitely going to improve. There's no doubt about it.
And look, when we're talking about, NBA draft and teams that tanked and teams that didn't, am I not mistaken, did the Atlanta Hawks not have the first overall pick last year?
Exactly.
Where they took Zachary Richardson. They were in the play-in.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to tank. They were actually trying to win games. They just had injuries that got in the way, and they got the first overall pick. So I think you're in a situation where, you're trying to lose as many games as possible to give yourself the best chance, but you're not really trying to, I guess the goal of this season wasn't to bottom out. It just so happened that you got to a point where that's where the season told you needed to go. And guess what? AK finally made the right decision. It took him so long to do it. And he made sure that he put together a team that is going to have no ability to go out there and win games.
For what it's worth, Pat, we'll say this. The last time we seen this AK this focus, he did something very similar his first year. He came in, he said at the beginning of the season, we're in evaluation for long-term fit. That's what he said at Media Day. The first year, he came in and wanted to evaluate the roster. By that trade deadline, he decided, we don't want none of these fools. We trading all of them. We getting Vooch. And then he followed that up with a very aggressive offseason. If history repeats itself, maybe we can be something similar again. He evaluated the roster for long-term fit. He made his decisions there, whether we agree with him or disagree with him. And now he's opened up a bunch of possibility. Now, possibility and flexibility is one thing. You got to actually use it to get something done for it to be meaningful. And that's the next phase that we're kind of waiting on between the draft and free agency. Wait and see what the Bulls decide to do here.
And if we being honest, bro, like at this point, who you keeping?
Josh Giddey, Modest Bucelis, Jalen Smith, and Trey Jones, the guys that.
And I'm gonna be real with you, Modest Bucelis, just because you can't get rid of him at this point. It's too early to tell. It's only year two.
But all jokes aside, bro, like I said this over the weekend on one of my episodes. Like while we were, people were looking, of course, for like, oh, maybe we keep Simons because of fit next to Giddey. Jaden Ivey, if he can. Literally, AK may be looking at this and saying, hey, y'all, none of these fools are staying here. Jaden Ivey, I don't feel comfortable trusting his knee.
Which is
Simons may want to go to a contender. Collins may want to go to a contender. Sexton, I mean, maybe you keep Sexton around because, I mean, there may be a contender that's interested in Sexton. I like what he's brought to the Chicago Bulls, so maybe that. But, like, none of these pieces we acquired at the trade deadline could have any shelf life past the remaining 24 games left on the schedule, and that's really it.
And it's the right move. Committing yourself long-term to Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons is a player for a team that you don't have yet and that you're not going to have for a few years here. Right? At some point, you are going to get there. Unfortunately, you're going to have to find who your Anthony Simons is at that point. But a volume shooter off of the bench, that's not a difficult piece to go out there and find. In fact, you probably can find it via the draft and save a ton of money. If we're being honest, the only piece that when we get done with this, if the Bulls were to keep him for a very team-friendly deal, you mentioned the name was Colin Sexton just because I love the mindset. You know what I mean? I love the mindset that he brings. That Colin Sexton plays basketball like he loves and hates basketball at the same time. And I think that's the kind of mindset you need, especially when you're bringing young pieces onto a team, right? To kind of be like, this is how you got to work out. This is how you got to go about this. This is how you have to maintain your body. Don't do what I did because now you end up here. I was averaging 25 a game. Now I'm getting 12 minutes. Right. Like I think you need that veteran leadership still in the building. It's really the only piece I really want to see him keep. I don't care for Rob Dillingham. Never have. I think he's a two guard that's too small to play in this NBA.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be here, I think, by the nature that he still has 2 years left on his rookie scale deal, but he's not going to, I don't think he's going to play a lot, bro. Did you see that missed dunk? You finally got your opportunity. Did you see that missed dunk yesterday?
Yeah, bro. He's small.
Yeah.
Like that's bottom line. He's small. He is one of the mugs that he would have to be so amazing at something for him to work in the NBA. And he's just not that. When you talk about players who, what do we say? We giving Rob Dillingham 6, maybe 6 foot, maybe.
Bro, I even feel like 6 feet is generous seeing this kid, bro. Like, but you know what it is? It's not just the height either. Like sometimes, like Nate Robinson was 5'8", 5'9", but the dude was stocky. Rob Dillingham is short and small as heck, bro. He's a very petite individual, bro.
Yeah, but that's my point, right? When you're talking about Rob right now, like, you have to be amazing at something when you're that small. Muggsy Bogues was phenomenal at stealing the basketball. He played the passing lanes great, and he was able to get the ball away. Trae Young, as bad as he is as a shot chucker, he's a phenomenal facilitator. And that will keep him on the court. Heck, even what we saw out of, bro, I give you an example that's on this team. What we saw out of Yuki Kawamura. I said he can't play on the NBA court because of the defensive aspect of it. Mm-hmm. But how he was able to just facilitate and keep everybody involved on an NBA floor, maybe there is a spot on the wall.
If is going to work in the NBA, he has to become a better passer first, and then let the scoring come off playing off his ability to pass. Yeah.
And I don't think he has any of that. And I didn't think he had it coming out of college either. Like, it's not like it's different. Like, he's not a great volume scorer. So it's going to be interesting to see like who on this team the Chicago Bulls really decide to keep around at the end of this, because none of these players are wowing you. None of these players are putting you over the top. Jaden Ivey's sitting 2 weeks. That's basically the season. We got a month left in the season?
Nah, bro. The season doesn't. Our last game is April 11th. We got a long time left.
That's true.
Yeah. We got like 6 weeks left of the season. We got 6 weeks of this, bro.
A little over a month. That's not crazy.
6 weeks.
So I don't know.
I don't think it's nobody
worth
coming up next, because I think we got to talk about the injuries, because there's a lot going on with injuries for the Chicago Bulls. So we will discuss that next, right after this. Before we talk about the injuries, though, we got to talk about one of our sponsors, and that is Prize Picks. Shoot your shot on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. Prize Picks is giving you $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks makes every dunk, every dime, and every board that much more exciting. It's America's #1 app for sports picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if your picks are right, you can cash in. You can choose from basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, UFC, and more. Plus, they got features like early payouts and flex pay, so you got options while the games are still happening. I downloaded the app and was surprised how easy it was to get started. It just took a couple of minutes to build my first lineup. I've been making NBA lineups around players I already follow, picking more or less on points and assists, and it honestly makes every possession way more fun to watch. I also love the social feature where you can see what other people are playing and copy lineups in one click. It's a cool way to learn and build better picks. And it's available in all 50 states, so it's easy for just about anyone to jump in. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. Also want to point out to you guys before we get into this injury updates for the Chicago Bulls, go over and sign up for the Everyday Club for the Chicago Bulls, where you can get an ad-free version of the show. You also get access to the Discord as well, where we may hop in and out of there. Just go to lockedonbulls.supercast.com to join Pat. So over the weekend, Anthony Simons goes down with the wrist injury. They do not announce the severity of it, which means that to me, the Bulls are like, doctors, how long can we leave him out for this? A week? Okay, bet. And then Jalen Smith went down yesterday with a calf strain. We already know that's bare minimum 2 weeks right there.
Yeah, he's gone.
Every time we see a calf strain, it's 2 weeks. He's going to be out 2 weeks. You already talked about Jaden Ivey. He's going to be out 2 weeks with knee soreness. Elite tank job here again, bro.
Yeah, listen.
You pulled out the phone. Not more Bears news today.
No. But my pocket was vibrating quite a bit. I had to glance over here. I'm like, what's going on? But no, it's people talk about losing parlays. I'm in a group chat with all my guys, and none of us are good at gambling. But they throw a parlay in there every night, and I'm like, y'all are poor. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But
y'all are poor. I don't know what to tell you. It's hilarious.
You can't show me one hit every 4 weeks and be like, bang! Like, no, that's a horrible percentage. You lost all your money. We have so many gambling ends on this episode. But no, bottom line, and with one thing that I think is going to be interesting for the Chicago Bulls moving forward with the injuries stacking up is you're clearing the way to essentially, we're going to see a lot of Lachlan Ulbrich to finish the season out. We're going to see a lot of Gershon Yabusele. And Matas Buzelis is going to have all the opportunity in the world to jack up shots and try and, get himself back on track here to finish the season out. Or maybe it's, maybe this is one that you just got to put behind you because of how much of a struggle it's been in the post All-Star break, second half of the season here. But yeah, like you are set. Like, it's like I said at the beginning, when AK decided to tank, what a tank. This is an impressive tank. And you almost got to give it credit because it's not a ton of, we're in this game, so we're going to sit Matas Buzelis.
The NBA is like, people are like, oh, are the NBA going to crack now? How? We're just bad. Like, literally. What are they going to say? Be better? We can't. We got all guards. What do you want us to do?
Bro, I have to give him an applause for how he's taking, bro. Like, they literally just said, we're going to kill John Collins in Utah. And that's how we're going to tank. Like, we going to make sure he never plays a game. Or not John Collins, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, Jalen. Yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr. I said
Jaren Jackson Jr. They were just like, yeah, he's gonna die the rest of this season, and that's gonna be perfect. Like, clearly you're tanking, right? When you're sitting Larry Markkinen 19 minutes in the second half, clearly you're tanking. The Bulls just suck. Like, well done. Like,
everybody's around. What's the NBA gonna do to tanking? Could we get fined? AK's just sitting there like, we're good here. Were you gonna find us for making dumb trades? You can't do that. What are we doing?
And that is essentially what the NFL did, though. They literally just went and said, if y'all don't leave the McCaskies alone and stop making them F up, we gonna hurt y'all, because they don't know what they're doing. And then all of a sudden, they all left them alone. Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles got to do what they wanted, and we win. Yep. All right, I'll take it.
But yeah, it's the Bulls. Like I get it. Like, only the Bulls are doing this masterfully. Like, you can't. People worried about the Bulls getting fined. They're not going to get fined. We're a bad basketball team. Like, we are a bad basketball team. That it's just clear, it's evident. The thing that they may be, look, and they're smart too. Yeah, Josh Giddey's on a minutes restriction. They can't bother them for that. He was out for a month. What do you expect him to come right back playing 33 minutes a game? Like, it's.
Hey, and on top of that, 2 for 10.
Exactly. We are in a space where things are good, y'all. Don't worry about getting fined for tanking. Don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about the offseason tanking rules changes, because that won't take effect till next season. And those are built around multi-year tank teams. We're fine. AK is sitting there perfectly ready to completely waste our draft expectations. That's what he's sitting there waiting to do. Like,
watch us end up with Darren Peterson, and he load manages the first month of the season next year. But no, let me ask you this. Do you feel like, because you said that, do you feel like this is a multi-year tank situation, or does this feel like, because of where the Bulls are at, like free agency wise, they can sign whoever the F they want? Nobody on this team is here long term. And
listen. This ain't a multi-year
tank. Might not be that long, bro. It might be just tanking this year.
Like, bro, I don't know if you saw Jake Fisher's recent article, but he's like, hey, the Bulls are playing in a very aggressive free agent. I said it. AK is going, between the draft picks, if we get our own pick and Portland picks, and we have New Orleans pick in the second round, I see AK drafting all 3 of those players. But this is about to be a very AK is going to go out there and be like, Tari Eason, $40 million offer sheet. What we got for you? Now match it, Houston. You can't like, it's going to be like, I don't know how good it's going to make us being, but the Bulls aren't planning on being bad next season. They're going to be right back in it, being competitive, and we're going to be sitting there like, oh, does this feel the same? Like the same? Is that what this feels like? And we're going to be having the same conversation over again.
They legitimately about to rebuild the exact same team that they built last time. They finna be a 9th seed again. They'll be like, we back, baby.
And then every Bulls fan that for the last, we just need to tank. Tanking's going to get us out the middle. AK say what? Hold my beer. 9th seed, right again.
Hey, it's going to be very interesting. I do feel that way, though. I'm literally like, I think he's going to tank for this half of the season. And you're gonna get a top pick, more than likely the 4th overall pick, right? We're gonna pick the one guy that is probably the worst out of all of those players. No, I'm sorry, I'm going back flashbacks. You probably end up with a top 4 pick. I think the Bulls have a 20% chance now to get a top 4 pick. Mm-hmm. That's only going to get better. And you're probably going to just say, hey, we're going to put a bunch of veterans on this team that we feel this young guy can win with.
Let me ask you this, Pat. Bulls, let's say the Bulls do luck up. It's not going to happen. I'm not trying to get any bad expectations, but I just want to ask you this. Who's your number one? Bulls get the number 1 over pick. Who's Pat the designer taking?
It's only 2 names for me. It is AJ DeBest or Darren Peterson. I can't get my mind behind what Darren Peterson is doing. He's the better player. But
right now.
But your 1st overall pick eventually has to be the leader of your team.
That's the part. That's the thing that I'm worried about.
That
Peterson with
scares me with it. He is the better player. Like, when you watch the 20 minutes, 19 minutes, 17 minutes, 12 minutes that he is on the floor, he is clearly the best player in this draft. But I need you to be a leader of the team. I don't know if you can do that being the guy that won't get on the court and go to war with your team. Meanwhile, AJ DeBansta positioning himself perfectly, saying after playing 40 minutes the other night, saying, I'll play as long as coach needs me to play. That's how you become the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Yeah. Yeah. DeBansta is the guy that I want to. Like, there's just no doubt about it. AJ, if I have the number 1 overall pick, and I know it's becoming more and more of a hot take apparently, but it goes to show I think people also don't really take in the competitive nature. Not to say that Darren Peterson is lazy or anything. Like, I think Darren Peterson is going to be great. But like you said, if I get a number 1 over a guy, I want a guy that I fully believe can be the leader on the team. I believe Peterson can eventually be the best player on the team. I don't know if he'll ever be the leader. AJ DeBansta, I think, can be the best player and the leader on the team. That's who I would want to do.
And that's the tough part about it. But remember, somebody who did this is a phenomenal player in the game right now that they feel is a leader on this Atlanta team. Jalen Johnson did this. Now, he was playing more, but Jalen Johnson I think they got to the point where it was time for the tournament. He was like, I'm not playing, I'm out.
Yeah, that's true.
So he left his team high and dry too. And he doesn't take off in the NBA. He doesn't not play. He goes out there, he goes to war every night.
His first people forget Jalen Johnson's first 2 years, he's been up Dalen Terry's stat lines. He woke up in year 3.
Well, him sucking is a whole different conversation.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. This has been a fun. Go to Yari, bro.
It's been a rough episode ever since the
You set the tone early, my boy. You set the
tone earlier. You know what? We're meeting expectations on that tone. We'll talk about more coming up in free agency right after this. But first, we got to tell you all about FanDuel. You ever wanted to experience the NBA Finals live and in person? FanDuel is giving you the chance to turn that dream into a reality with their NBA sweepstakes. Here's how it works. Use your profit boost on any NBA future, and you'll automatically be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. That's right. Flights, tickets, the whole experience. And if you're already looking at the board and thinking about which team can make a deep run, this is the perfect time for you to lock in. I'll tell you what, if you want to throw a team out there that still kind of feels like a dark horse to win it, the Detroit Pistons, as nasty as it is to say on here, I'm sorry, Chicago Bulls fans, but like the Detroit Pistons, that fight might have done more for them than we know because they look locked in. And now not only can you pick cash, but it could also send you to the NBA Finals. So visit FanDuel.com to get started. Use your profit boost on an NBA future and get entered for a chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. We also got to tell you guys all about TurboTax. Tax season doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever. Just hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax, full service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without the stress or the guesswork. It's a huge time saver and gives real peace of mind knowing an expert is handling it. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
It's been a hell of a show today. It's
Wonder if you could leave that up for the everydayers.
Bro, first of all, the fact that I literally looked and you were not in your desk chair, and I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and start the show. Pat will probably be on. And the moment I pressed live, anyway, Pat.
Oh, when we edit the episode, people going to be like, what did I miss?
Oh, bro, they're going to be like, why are they starting off giggling so much? Man, listen. Y'all that were in the live, y'all will never forget February 23rd, 2026. Y'all got to see something that nobody will ever get. It's the lost opener of the episode. It's done after this because this mug is getting deleted.
That's it,
delete. Pat, free agency. It's been a lot made of free agency 2026 for the Bulls. The fuck was There's been a lot made of free agency for the Chicago Bulls. Huh?
I said you got ghosts over there?
Bro, no. So I remember I'm putting up the rail so I can move the camera from I put up part of the rail and part of it just kind of fell down a little bit. It scared the hell out of me. But anyway, lots been made of free agency 2026. I mentioned Jake Fisher's article early on where Fisher talked about the Bulls' free agent targets. And from what Jake Fisher is hearing, that not only the Bulls plan to be aggressive, that they're going to put out an aggressive offer sheet out on either one of Ben Mathurin, Tari Eason, Walker Kessler, with players like Robert Williams and Mark Williams as well being other players that the Bulls could target in free agency. Apparently, the Bulls are going to this wings and centers are kind of the focus here for the Chicago Bulls going into this offseason between the draft and free agency. How you feeling hearing that, Pat?
Oh, God. Tall dudes matter again in Chicago. That's so great to hear. We haven't seen the era of tall guys being important in this city since AK showed up here, even though he drafted one of the greatest centers of all time, if not the greatest center of all time. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's what the Bulls need. Stop getting dudes that are 6'4". There's no need to have this many 6'4" dudes on your team. How did we come out of? I'm sorry, bro. Like, it still blows my mind. And I get it, whether you tank it or not. Bro, we came out of the trade deadline with 1 7-footer that kind of plays like a 6'4" player. Like, how did that happen? Tall people are important in basketball. I'm excited to hear that AK realizes that. And even though he had a chance to draft.
Stop. Because you're assuming just because we hear that AK wants to target centers and wings that they're going to be tall centers and wings.
Oh, AK, dang it. It's going to be Yabusele.
I was about to say, hey, bro, don't forget, one of the centers that AK loves is Bam Adebayo. Yes, he drafted Jokic. We heard the Bam was a prototype for this Bulls team. Do not be surprised if you see a 6'8", 6'9" center drafted by the Chicago.
Well, listen, if he plays like Bam Adebayo, I'm okay with that. I mean, listen, Bam is a lock on rebounds every night. You're not going to outwork Bam. You're not going to outplay him. I think one of the biggest conversations that possibly needs to be had is, mindset of the team. If you're going to put new young guys in a position to take over as leaders of this team, do you want Billy Donovan to be the one running them? But that's a podcast for a different day.
That's a podcast for another day, bro.
Because, boy, even last night, I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, we know we want Modest in the game, right?
No.
Like, we're not going to win this game. We know we want Modest in the game. Just weird stuff, bro. Just weird stuff.
But like that, bro, they're tied to Billy at this point, bro. It is what it is, bro.
Hey, bro, that man, like, hey, give him whatever job John Paxson got and put Pax on the bench at this point, bro. Like, I want to see Pax coach the team.
I want to see Pax be back to can we fire Mark Eversley and bring Pax back in as the GM?
Oh, brother, listen, that would be a dream, dog. Who would have thought we'd be saying we miss Pax? I don't miss Gar.
No, Gar. But Gar is the original Bulls Muppet. Like, don't forget, that's the original Muppet.
Hey, I don't even need to edit his page.
No, there's no editing. No GPT needed on that one. Gar is indeed a Muppet. But,
is he still with the Pelicans?
I think so.
That checks out.
He's their head of scouting, right?
Yeah, that checks out. That although they have drafted some really nice pieces, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Maybe Gar was
really nice pieces.
Hey, maybe that's where Gar Forman needs to be.
Is that the curse of being a Bulls front office guy for so long? You just eventually start drafting bad guards year after year? Because that's kind of the exact same thing that Gar Forman did, right? It went from like, yeah, we found Bobby Portis, nice player. Yo, we found Daniel Gafford, nice player.
We found Jimmy Butler, last pick of the first round.
You know what I mean? But then all of a sudden it just turned into Marcus Teague, Denzel Valentine, Paul Zipser, who we're high on. Bro, it just turned into all these really bad guards.
Yeah. It is what it is, bro. Like, what can we say? That's
one thing I will say though on the free agency topic before we get up out of here, because I don't even know how much we talked about it. It truly is funny that, like, with the names, like when you talk about role player names that are going to be available, there's a good shot that you could be trying to compete again pretty quickly next year with a young, talented player, depending on where you end up in the draft. If you go out and you do go big on a guy like Tari Eason, if you bring in a guy like Benedict Mathurin, if you bring in a guy like Walker Kessler, you're kind of right back in the competitive conversation pretty quickly there versus tanking for 6-7 years.
Yeah, 1 year tank. We said it before. 1 year tank. That's all that's happening here. Any last words, Pat, before we get up out of here?
Nah, man. I think my last words should be the same as my first words.
I hope not. I hope not.
Not just like hey, bro.
Thanks for tuning in today, y'all, man. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We'll be breaking things further down, what's going on with the Chicago Bulls, this crisis that we're in with this tank. You guys can also follow us at Locked On Bulls on every social media platform we happen to be on. If you never want to miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built just for you. Plus, they have a free members-only Discord as well where you can join in, talk about Bulls in a safe space. All you got to do is go to lockedonbulls.supercast.com to sign up for the Everydayer Club. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku TV. We'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, y'all. Peace.
Hey, bro.
Don't say it.
I know we got to have, no, I'm not. I know we got to have the background up or the loop up, but he does look terrifyingly like a Muppet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
That's definitely a Muppet.